Long, slow security lines are just one frustration with air travel. And if you're planning a trip to the United States that includes flying, we've got news that you need to know but maybe don't want to hear. From now on, anyone flying to the U.S. is subject to enhanced security measures. It'll likely mean longer lines at the airport, but with an upside. Stephanie Skandaris explains.
For anyone traveling to the United States, long goodbyes may be a thing of the past. Because this is what's now greeting passengers, signs announcing new security measures in place because of U.S. Homeland Security. At Toronto's Pearson Airport, some frustration.
I think it's already pretty strict enough with the security.
Coming from Europe, where I live, where there's more cause for security alerts, we don't have all of this.
But most travelers were on board.
Keeps me safe, I'm happy. I don't know if it's foolproof, but it's something that has to be done.
You may not notice much of the increased security measures, but anyone flying to the United States can now expect enhanced overall passenger screening, including more advanced technology and more sniffer dogs, and notably increased screening of personal electronic devices. Passengers won't have to hand over passwords or unlock their device, but if it's larger than a smartphone, it needs to be accessible, out of its case, and fully charged.
They are justified.
This security expert sees why the changes are necessary.
If we look at terrorist interest in airlines and aircraft, it's consistent across all kinds of terrorist groups. It's consistent across decades. It reappears again and again and again.
These new measures were put in place so passengers on flights from Canada can continue to carry laptops on board. But experts say get used to long wait times and security lines, because once new security measures are implemented, they're likely to stick around. Stephanie Skandaris, CBC News, Toronto.
Now, as Stephanie mentioned, changes to airport security tend to be permanent, and most have come about because of terrorist threats. CATSA, the Canadian Air Transport Security Authority, was created directly after 9/11. Until then, airport security was the responsibility of the airlines. But immediately after the attacks, knives and other sharp objects were banned from hand luggage. And you may remember, after a failed attack with shoe bombs later that year on a transatlantic flight, footwear had to be removed to go through security. That's the one thing that has changed back, by the way. Travelers in Canada can now keep shoes on, unless you're flying to the U.S. Liquids were restricted in hand luggage starting in 2006 after British police thwarted a plot using explosives disguised as soft drinks. And in 2010, Canadian airports were equipped with full-body scanners for a closer look at passengers singled out for additional screening.